Why did the strongest Marvel villain, Sentry, turn against everyone? Even when Bucky unleashed a full barrage of bullets, Sentry only raised his hand, freezing every bullet in midair. When Red Guardian charged at him with a knife, Sentry didn't even bother to dodge. His body was harder than steel, and no one could break through his defense. Tired of playing around, Sentry grabbed Red Guardian and threw him out of the window. Then he pulled him back and tossed him aside like nothing. Even US agents' supposedly unbreakable metal shield was easily bent apart by Sentry's bare hands. Against Sentry, these 5 fighters were like beginners challenging the final boss. In just a few seconds, all 5 were knocked to the ground. The gap in power couldn't be overcome with numbers, but Bucky refused to give up and decided to fight Sentry alone. No matter how many punches he threw, Sentry's expression never changed. He stood there and took every hit without moving. But the moment Sentry attacked, he gave Bucky no chance. Even Bucky's powerful vibranium arm was completely useless. Sentry simply ripped it off. After realizing the terrifying difference in strength, the team knew they couldn't keep fighting. They rushed into an elevator, trying to escape, but Valentina ordered Sentry to finish them off. Unexpectedly, Sentry refused. He believed they were nothing but weak opponents and didn't deserve to be killed. At that moment, Sentry realized something. With power comparable to a god, he shouldn't have to obey anyone, not even Valentina. It was clear that Sentry was about to lose control. Seeing the situation turning dangerous, Valentina secretly pulled out a control device, ready to eliminate him. But before she could act, Sentry grabbed her by the throat and slammed her against the wall. Just as he was about to kill her, Sentry suddenly froze. His eyes went dark, and he collapsed. The reason was simple. His assistant arrived in time and activated the controller, saving Valentina's life. The two quickly escaped from the rooftop, but they didn't realize that the fallen Sentry had already been taken over by the Void. Meanwhile, the 5 heroes successfully escaped the building, but they never expected Sentry's power to be this overwhelming. As ordinary people standing on the edge of heroism, they had no chance against him. Soon, the team began turning against each other. Everyone started blaming the others for their failures. Yelena angrily said, "We're just a group of losers. We couldn't even save Bob, yet we thought we could save the world." Her words left everyone silent. No one could argue back. The broken team completely fell apart. But at that moment, a dark figure appeared above the city, floating in the sky, looking down at everything below. It was Sentry, now completely controlled by the Void. A fearless soldier still tried to fight back and opened fire. Sentry simply raised his hand. The soldier instantly turned into a black shadow. Soon after, 2 helicopters approached from the distance. The soldiers on board didn't understand what was happening and opened fire, but Sentry barely moved. With a single attack, everyone inside turned into shadows. Even the pilots couldn't escape. The uncontrolled helicopters crashed into a nearby construction crane. The broken crane collapsed and smashed into the side of a building. Although the building slowed the fall, the falling debris still put countless civilians in danger. Red Guardian rushed forward to save people. As a massive piece of concrete was about to crush them, he lifted a steel plate above his head and saved 3 civilians. But the danger wasn't over. A driver was knocked unconscious by falling debris, causing his car to lose control and race through the streets. Yelena risked her life to save a mother and her child, but the vehicle kept moving, eventually flipping another van in its path. Just as another couple was about to die, Bucky stepped forward. At the same moment, a falling helicopter was about to hit the crowd. In the final second, Ghost appeared and rescued the people below. The disaster continued. A huge piece of debris was about to crush everyone. As an elderly woman cried in fear, she suddenly saw US agent holding it back with all his strength. But he was reaching his limit. The others immediately rushed over. Together, they pushed the massive object away. When the dust cleared, they realized the crowd around them was applauding. For the first time, they felt what it was like to truly be needed. But while they were enjoying that moment, another piece of debris suddenly fell. Red Guardian reacted instantly and used his own body to protect a little girl, before he could even check if she was safe. Sentry descended from the sky like a god. Anyone who couldn't escape was instantly consumed and turned into shadows. The 5 knew they couldn't defeat Sentry, so they focused on guiding the surviving civilians to safety. Everyone ran away, except Yelena. She walked toward the edge of the darkness. The moment she lifted her foot, the darkness swallowed her completely. As her adoptive father, Red Guardian couldn't accept what happened. He was completely broken. The Void's darkness continued spreading across the city. Everyone caught inside disappeared, but Yelena wasn't dead. Instead, she fell into a dream world created by Bob. Inside the Red Room training program, the rules were brutal. Only the first person to finish would avoid punishment. Young Yelena completed her gun assembly first. The instructor called her aside. Meanwhile, the others stretched out their hands and received punishment from the teacher's whip. Then Yelena noticed something strange. Bob appeared inside the mirror. As darkness covered the room, Yelena entered the world behind the mirror. She begged Bob to stop and stop destroying New York City. But Bob told her that wasn't the real him. The one controlling his body was the Void. He would rather stay trapped here than return to the painful reality outside. Then Yelena noticed something unusual. A family argument was happening below the attic. It was Bob's childhood memory. Only then did Yelena understand Bob's suffering and the pain he carried since childhood. But she also knew one thing. Running away from reality would only create an endless cycle. The only way to defeat fear was to face it. Only by breaking the chains inside his mind could Bob find a way out. Her words deeply affected him, but suddenly, the room sensed Bob's emotions. It began attacking both of them without warning. The Void was trying to stop them from escaping. It wanted to trap them inside this world forever. Just as they were about to suffocate, Ghost appeared and opened the curtains. The others also entered the dream world. When Yelena recovered, she realized the people who saved her were her unreliable teammates. To help Bob regain control, they traveled through different memories. They had to help Bob defeat his childhood trauma, and they also had to find the Void's true form. Eventually, they found the Void inside the laboratory, where Bob was transformed. Bob tried to convince the Void to share control of the body, but the Void was Bob's second personality. There was no negotiation. Using metal pieces, the Void immediately restrained everyone. Seeing his friends risking everything to save him, Bob finally found his courage. He stopped fearing the Void. He charged forward and knocked him down. Then he punched him again and again. But Bob didn't realize this was exactly what the Void wanted. It wanted to awaken his anger. It wanted to consume him completely. Yelena saw what was happening and asked her father to help her break free. Then she rushed toward Bob. Using her agility, she avoided countless obstacles. Just before the ground collapsed, she jumped forward and reached Bob. Without hesitation, she hugged him from behind, because she once promised Bob they would share the pain together, and now, she was keeping that promise. The others also fought with everything they had. One by one, they broke free from their restraints. Together, they grabbed Bob and used their final strength to separate him from the Void. They returned to reality. The darkness consuming the city quickly disappeared. Everyone who had been taken by the Void returned safely, but Bob remembered nothing. He had completely lost those memories. The team stood there in shock. Then a voice came from behind. It was Valentina. As the person responsible for everything, they angrily walked toward her. Along the way, they imagined countless ways to make her pay. But when they reached her, they discovered Valentina was hiding behind something. When they walked around, they were stunned. A crowd of reporters was waiting in front of them. To protect herself, Valentina had no choice but to announce major news. Using the media,
Ladies and gentlemen, meet the new Avengers.
she helped the world recognize the team, but she still couldn't escape legal consequences. At the end of the movie, the group was officially accepted by the government. They became the new generation of the Avengers. Although they now carried the responsibility of the Avengers, they had one problem. The public still didn't seem to accept them. Just when they were struggling with this issue, satellites detected a dimensional spacecraft approaching Earth, and the symbol on that ship was the logo of the Fantastic Four.